Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hit it.
And let me just say, we're gonna friendship relationships, business relationships, so we're gonna build up to that. What does real friendship mean to you at this stage of your life? I heard a lot of y'all saying friendships, and I actually had a podcast recently with Courtney, and we talked about friendships. Sister, what does that really mean to you? Anyone wanna take that first?
Go ahead.
Friendship means to
You gotta
me.
get toward the mic.
Friendship means to me that you are committed to the friendship. You are faithful. It's just like being married, and it's not what you, say in front of me. It's what you say about me when I'm not there. Okay, and I don't have a lot of friends because I don't find a lot of people that have that same thought pattern as I have. Because if I call you I know a lot of people, but I don't call them friends. And if I call you my friend, then I know that when I'm not around, you got my back, as I have your back. So it's a commitment that you make to be a friend, in my opinion.
Love that. Anybody else want to take the mic?
Yeah. Friendships are, like he just said, it's when you allow people to get into your life and you become vulnerable. And you can trust them with whatever you tell them. I think a lot of times when you meet people, and like me, I'm a hard person. I'm a hard cookie to crack. So my wife already know. Like, I don't let too many people in, but if I let you in, I'm gonna be a straight up person with you. You know. And I think also that if you're gonna allow somebody to be your friend, you have to be vulnerable with them. Because a lot of times it's too many people with a representative. It's like you don't know who they really are though. It's like, who are you as a person? You know? So I think that's what's important to me.
When I think about friendship, what comes to mind for me personally is going to be give and take. I realized in my life, I made a commitment to myself to start reaching out to people as much. And when I started doing that, my phone doesn't ring. Because so many of my friendships or relationships was one-sided, which means the friendship only kept, or the relationship only kept going on, perpetrating if I was doing the one reaching out. But that shouldn't be the case. It should be both of you reaching out. So it should be a give and take to where I'm giving, I'm receiving, but then you're doing the same thing. So it's reciprocal. And that's what it means to me about friendship, is that somebody's reciprocating what I'm giving, and somebody that I can actually trust, which is going to come from accountability and vulnerability as well.
Okay, I don't have any friends. Don't want any friends, don't need any friends. I'm good without it.
Friends and family.
Friendship takes a lot of work, and I don't feel like doing all that work. Sometimes friendships come with a lot of drama, and I'm trying to get drama free possible in my late stages in life. Now, people I get along with, I can joke and laugh with, fine. But that friendship, that's something special that goes deeper. And a lot of times you get disappointed, and my old age, I'm done with this. But don't look at her. Don't look at her.
I got a question.
I'm done with the drama, so I can have acquaintances. I don't need friendships.
Didn't you jump out a lady's throat because you said family and friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. Family and friends. The friends that I do have.
So you do have
You just said you have no
A
friends.
couple.
So you got friends or you don't?
And we're gonna
My friends saw me coming on there and they went, what? I said, okay, afterwards we'll bring it on. Bring it on.
I want to hear from a woman's perspective, and then we're gonna go to the next question.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'll say. Do I need to lean up?
Yes.
I got you, girl. You on there. You up in there. Get in there. Yeah.
Okay, I think friendship has not always been easy for me because my first friendship was with my sister, and that relationship is kind of tumultuous. So I'm learning that friendship does mean accountability, like Andre said, and also confrontation, but not in an aggressive way. It really can just mean, hey, this happened, let's talk about it. And one of my closest friends is teaching me that because, when I take an issue and I'm like, oh, this happened, she always asks me, well, are you gonna say something? And sometimes I'm like, no, but then other times I'm like, okay, I will. And I feel so much better after I do, because that helps me keep those friendships rather than being, you know, full of animosity and, you know, bad feelings.
Well, wait, Country Boy, can Country Boy say something?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna come over here. See, here's the thing that I wanna know, because I hear all these different things. But what is your definition of friend?
Yeah, definitely.
Because you know, what they may call friend, you may not.
That's true. I was just gonna piggyback off of what she said real quick, and I'm gonna give you the mic. One of the things that she said was key, like identifying, number one, what's going wrong in the friendship, like, cause it sounds like most people have had some type of confrontation in the friendship. So I recently ran into that problem with someone that I called a friend, and so we had a conversation. So what she said was so key, like something as simple as just communicating and letting that person know where you stand, how you feel, what the issue is, and you guys talking it out, because I think a lot of times we expect people to be mind readers, and we expect them to just know what they did wrong, or to know that it offended us, and that's not always the case. Like, sometimes they just don't know, and so they're not gonna know unless you tell them. And so I think we just need to work on being a better friend, us personally, and show them and tell them what you need, because I feel like everybody needs different things when it comes to friendships.
Okay, before you pass the mic though, what does it mean to be a better friend?
So to me, to be a better friend would be communicating my needs to my friend. So if I need you to text me, or I need you to call me, or I wanna hang out once a month, I need to let you know that, because you may not know that. You may think, oh, well, Courtney's just not calling me, or she's busy, or she doesn't need me, and that could totally not be the case. So I think in order to be a better friend, like, we just have to become better communicators.
Go. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
that, we put too much on, we put too many parameters in the box of what a friend is, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because ultimately, we want somebody that we can trust, we can depend on, and somebody that respects me. I don't need you to call me every day, right? For you to be my friend, because everybody have their own things that they're going through. We're human beings, right? You can't expect people to, like, when they're going through something personally, be conscious of like what you got going on, right? That doesn't determine if you're a friend or not, right? Will you support me, right? Will you trust me? Can I trust you, right? Like, oh, it should be like three, you know, is this person, they're trustworthy? Can I depend on them? Like, right, I don't have to talk to you every day. And I got something I'm going through right now, right? You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we have a situation going on, right? I'm not thinking about that. So as human beings, we have to understand that we're all perfect in one aspect. We're all imperfect beings. We all have issues, right? We all have some form of trauma, right? We all have trigger points that we're going through. So at the end of the day, we have to understand, like we're all, we have issues, like, you know what I'm saying? And we have to respect that, like, we're not going to be perfect. So we put all these expectations on what a friendship is and making this big old box, and there's none of us going to check all those boxes, right? So I think that the more we can simplify what a friend is, the more we can understand, or we can give them like grace and like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my perspective on it.
Thank y'all. I'll say one thing real quick. For me, there's two things, and then we'll go to the next question. But y'all mentioned knowing what your friend needs. Now me, I don't like to talk, if y'all didn't know that. But Country Boy is someone who, when he has his own thing going on, he likes to be by himself. I had to learn that. Like, he called me one day and said, hey, I'm gonna be basically missing in action for a few of them, da-da-da. So it was like 2 days later, I was like, well, how long are you gonna be going through it? Because we got to talk every day, like, what's going on? And I said, no, don't do that, let him have his time. Then it was 2 or 3 more days, I said, now look, how long are we in the mode where you wanna be by yourself and you can't talk to me? So, but I had to learn, well, and I'm still learning that sometimes it's okay to just, cause I internalize things and be like, it must be me. Maybe I'm talking too much, maybe I'm bothering him, but I have to learn, and things like a preacher, y'all always walks out on your street, things kept popping up saying, talking about friendship and how sometimes you have to let people go do their own thing, and it doesn't mean it's about you. So it's something I'm learning and working on, because I do something that y'all said, like, if I don't talk to you, you're not calling me, it's like, they must be mad at me, what did I do? So I agree with that. The second thing is, when we talk about what we need in a friendship, when my dad died a year and a half ago, and a lot of people that I know a lot of people, and And none of those people called, most of those people didn't call, they didn't come. I was a part of a big dance community, none of them came to the funeral, like it was crazy. But what I learned out of that was not that they didn't care about me, I learned that people didn't know what you need. They didn't know, which is why I'm gonna write a book eventually, about what people need when someone dies in their family. We write about grief, we write about all that, but does anyone really talk about what someone really needs at that time? I just wanted somebody to bring me a hamburger. I was at home, nobody brought me food, no one called me and my sister. So now I know that it's not their fault. It's just something that we have to learn how to say, hey, pick up the phone, so-and-so, you know what? I just really want food today. I don't want to cook. I don't want to get from under my covers. My daddy's gone. And so I agree with everything. And it's something that I'm learning and working on, that not to be mad or feel like people aren't your friends because you don't tell them what you need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I agree with all of that, but I wanted to add that a little bit. This is going to be the last one on friendship. And I think this was important. Another thing, I don't like to let go. I do. When you're my friend for life until you do something wrong, and I still be trying to be your friend. But have you ever outgrown a friendship? I think that's the hardest thing for me, to outgrow a friendship. But you do. Sometimes you're that person can't move to every step that you're gonna make. You know, I think you mentioned something about not having time because you're focused on certain things. Sometimes those friends aren't trying to go where you're going, or they need to be let off at the bus stop so you can move forward. This is something at 56 years old, I'm just learning. Because there's things I want to do, I want to elevate, but staying with the same, type of people, and not saying they're bad people, but they're not going in the direction. So how do y'all feel about outgrowing a friendship? Have you ever done that? And is it easy? Was it hard? And you can't outgrow my friendship.
Well, what I would say to that is, when you take a hard look in the mirror at yourself and you see where you are pushing to go, where you're going, and then you reassess the people who are around you, how have they supported you through the years at the different stages of life. Even the fights, the quarrels that you may have had, right? When you can look back into that and say that you've given more than what was given to you, there was not an even trade, let loose. You have to release them. And if you need to mourn the relationship for a period of time, mourn that relationship, because that was something possibly that was very inspiring at a time in your life, someone that you needed at a time in your life, so mourn that and let it go.
I think it's very interesting and timely that you're asking this question today, because I actually just posted a video this morning across social media talking about letting people go when you need to. As a person like myself that's completely addicted to personal development, addicted to growth, the hardest thing to do is to understand that everybody can't go where I'm going. And the more you continue to grow, the more you continue to elevate yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, what's going to happen is you're going to come across other individuals that are not where you are. And it's okay. The problem is not the fact that they're not where you are. The problem is that they stay stagnant in where they are. And if I allow you to stay around me with where I'm going, you're possibly going to bring me down if I'm not pulling you up. So you have to understand that where God has taken you, everybody can't go. And that's okay. You need to learn how to assess the individuals that are going to push you as you push them. I've learned to treat relationships like math, which means if you're not in my life to add and to multiply, then I have to do the math and divide and subtract. For me personally, for me personally, there was a gentleman that I used to work with, and we were on the same age group. We played basketball together, we played video games together, we did a lot of different things. But I realized that he had this demon that he was fighting. And this demon was a demon of vengeance. He always felt like he had to get somebody back. you know, if somebody did something. And I realized he was really battling and fighting this demon. And I realized that it got to the point to where I saw him going down a path, a dark path. And I told myself, it was three of us, it was me, him, and then we had another mutual friend. We all worked together, we all played games together, everything. I said, you know what, bro? I'm gonna let you continue this relationship with him, but I'm gonna back away. I'm not gonna call him anymore. We still cordial, I'm gonna back away. They continued their relationship, and unfortunately, about a year or two later, this same gentleman kidnapped his own child, shot his wife in the head, and then took himself out. Now, I could not have foreseen that coming, but I did see the demons that he was fighting, and I prayed for discernment. So when I saw that, I took it upon myself to distance myself, knowing that he was not in a space where I can help him because he rejected my help. So that is the one circumstance that stays with me to this day about a situation that I had to just let it go.
Wow.
All right, and then I think for me, because my circle is already small, and part of what that is when we started like building the business and doing what we're doing, as we started to grow in that, I'm super excited. So I'm talking to the people that are my friends, I'm talking to people that are family, and I'm just telling them about it. Hey man, we got to do this weekend, we met that person this weekend. And what I started to see is they weren't as excited and happy for me as I would have been if they were coming and telling me the same thing. And so then when I would go around, now all of a sudden I'm feeling like I have to dim my light.
Yeah.
I have to turn my shine down because I don't want you to feel uncomfortable with what I'm telling you. I have to talk about certain things with you, like I try to downplay it. And so once I learned that, it became difficult. It was difficult at first because this is family. Like this is the people I grew up with. This is the people I helped raise. Or these are like the few friends that I had who put y'all every weekend. We on the same basketball team and stuff. And then as we started to build and we started to grow and we started to move, all of a sudden I'm like, I can't tell you certain things now. And if I can't tell you certain things, if you can't be as happy for me as I would be for you, then what am I really doing? So that became part of it. And then the other part of it is the fact that, number one, Ashley is my best friend. Like, we've been best friends for like 27 years. And almost to a detriment because, like, I really don't have to talk to anybody else. Like, there's a few people, my cousin is one, he's here behind the thing, but it's a few people that I keep in touch with. But I'm also the type, my dad was military, and so we moved around a lot. And so I can not talk to you for years, but when I see you again, it's like I just talked to you yesterday. And to me, that's normal. But to other people, they're like, that's weird. Like, I didn't talk to you for 2 years. How you coming back like we're still cool? So that's also a thing, and Ashley's been on me for years about this, and so I've been working on it, about keeping in touch more often. Just because for me, not being in contact like that, I'm like, that's perfectly fine. Like, I don't have to talk to you. You can call me. If you're in my circle, I might never talk to you for 8 years. If you call me and be like, hey, Corey, I need, or can you do, it's an instant yes. Like, I don't even have to think about it. It's like, let me just figure out how to maneuver and get to where you need me at. And so that's one of the things I think with friendship for me that I've worked on.
How many of us in this sitting, it resonated what he was saying with us about having to dim your light or,
Yeah, that's one of my favorite quotes. And I saw it on, what was it, Coach Carter. It was the first time I saw it, where it's like you have to, when you shine, you subconsciously give other people the right to shine too.
Maya
That's like
Angelou.
a quote, I have that. The whole thing, I made, because I'm an artist, but I made a whole thing about it, like it's my favorite quote, it's part of it.
Anybody else want to
Go
take that?
ahead.
Me personally, I think, it's just.
You gotta grab the mic.
Yeah, I just think it's a part of life. Like, outgrowing relationships is just a part of life, right? Yeah, it's just.
Oh, you been growing out of them?
Yeah, just outgrowing relationships is part of life, because as you grow, then you come into different relationships. Like, I just think it's natural, right? Because everybody's not gonna go where you're going, everybody's not the same perspective. Some people content, some people not, so it's just natural. And I think a lot of times we, make it personal. You know what I'm saying? Instead of understand like this is a natural maturation of how life, how it evolves. Right?
What if they keep calling you? They keep calling you, you like, bro, I can't answer this phone. But they just keep calling, it's like,
When you get confrontational.
no, I don't need confrontation. My wife won't let me, she won't let me do that.
Oh,
But
no,
no, I'm with you though. 'Cause I kinda like, especially like being a business owner and thinking that, man, everybody should be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then realize that 99% of my friends, they never gonna be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They weren't.
Yeah.
And they're not me. They don't wake up and think like I think. So, and it's kind of like, man, I talk to my wife all the time about it. Like, she was just like, man, I don't know. But what's crazy is it'd be years later, and then they'll come back and be like, oh, we seen the vision. It's like, you ain't see that vision. You know what I'm saying? But they see it because they can physically see it.
Mhm.
But God shared something with me years ago. He said, stop sharing your vision with people I never gave the vision to but you.
My
So don't share it with them. This is for you. You trying to validate a vision that they can't see. Because it never was for them. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. My dad tell me all the time. He said, your vision is not everybody's vision. Everybody's not gonna see it. That is so true.
Mr. Miller?
Birds can't see what eagles can.
In my case, I've found that it's very difficult for me to be around insecure people. For instance, because I don't control what I do. I learned at a very young age that God has his hand on me. So God directs my path. And everything I've ever done in my life is not because I'm so great. It's only because God has directed me to do it, and I was being faithful, and I did as God directed me to do it. So I don't know what God they speak to, and I don't know what God has said to them, you know. But I remember years ago, and the thing is, if you're self-motivated and if you want to achieve in life, you got to be around people that want more or have more than what you have. For instance, I had a guy gave me a ride one day in an S550, and I'm sitting in the back seat of the car, and I said, my God, how did he get a car like this? But it planted a seed, so 2 months later, I had one, you know. I had a friend bought a Bentley, you know. I said, my God, how does he get a car like this? And I bought a Bentley. So you have some people that are so set in their mind, say, this is it, you know, this is all I want, and this is all I'm going to ever have, and they're satisfied with that. And then you have someone like me that has no limit on what he can do and what he wants and where God has taken him. Okay.
Okay, Takia, did you want to say something?
I was, but go first.
Okay, so this is what I was gonna say. I like what Corey said, because I feel like we need to normalize not necessarily abandoning a friendship if it's sort of off kilter, but maybe allowing it to change or even downgrade. Because like I have girls I used to be best friends with, and I still really consider them to be my best friend, but we just don't talk all the time. But if I run into them, it feels just like it always felt. It's just not, I'm not in the season of I can be with you all the time like I once was. So I feel like that is, you know, one aspect about growing a friendship, but you don't always have to just abandon a relationship just because it changes. So that was my thing.
Two or three things to piggyback on. First, having a relationship with God. God became a lifelong friend for me personally. And then secondly, I've never had a girlfriend type friendship. For whatever reason, I really don't know.
Oh, you mean?
No, that was part 3. You gotta hear part 3. I do disassociate myself with people who are intentionally mean. Like, it takes a lot of energy for somebody to be mean. When people going through seasons in their life and they change it, I don't really take that personal, because we all gonna go through different changes in our life. So if you're at a point where I think you stagnant, you might be stagnant in that season. That don't mean I gotta remove myself. I might be that friend who come in and just like push you a little bit more, if that makes sense. Therapy. I was going to piggyback on what he was saying, and Corey. Yeah. In therapy, I took therapy about 10 years ago. And in therapy, I learned that you get what you put out in relationships. For example, I had a friend in therapy with me, and she wanted a hug from just a family member. She said, I will go to my family reunions, and I will want my mom to hug me, my aunt to hug me, and the therapist say, you go hug them. That's what you do. You get what you want out of relationships, but you got to be the one that initiated. You looking for people to know and be a mind reader, but that's not reality. People cannot know what you're thinking, but you know what you're thinking. So,
Love that. Country boy also does not believe in cutting off, but what I do think is maybe not cut off, but after a certain time, especially someone like me who I don't like let people go. There are times where sometimes you have to cut off because that person or those people are bringing you, making you not happy every single day. You're always, they're in your mind, or even when you're wanting to go. I know y'all heard this when they're talking about your little event or your little festival or your little, the littles. I've decided I'm gonna let go of those littles. I had an entire, not to brag, but I had an entire festival last year, entire R&B festival, filled to capacity off of $300. Me and God. And I woke up some mornings, and this is how I used to tell him, I have a little office. It was me and God crying, like, look, and I don't know if y'all ever heard me say, I've been talking to him like he's my homeboy, because I know, look what we gonna do. What we gonna do now? Because they said they can't do it without this amount of money. What I'm supposed to do? If I tell you, my festival came to life last year. And to go back to saying people we hang around, the Christians used to say something about hanging around with people, I don't forget what y'all said, but hanging around people that were better than you, that's not the term. But I used to say, I don't like that. I don't really like that. But I've learned, like I told you, I'm learning some things. I've learned that that's really true. I think Clarence thinks I'm teasing him when I tell him he'd be in all these big places and I'm trying to get the way he going. I want to be there. I see his bill like, well, I didn't get invited to, I posted today. I'm not understanding why I'm not getting invited to the big stuff. It's time for me to be elevated. And then I'm going to go delete it and say, no, that's really what I feel. But seriously, it's time to hang out with people that have the dreams that you have. And I may disagree with people or think about, I ain't like that, because that's not nice, that's not kind. But this time in my life, it's not about being kind. It's about being the boss and getting what I want out of life instead of giving everybody else money. Everybody walking out with the money, pockets full, and thanks Trina, she let me do it. She did it for me for free. That's gone. That is gone. So, two things, yes, I'm okay with letting people go when they're not benefiting my life anymore. But also, yes, my goal is to hang out with people who are already where I'm trying to go.
If I can over here with my big mouth, I'm gonna just say this. It's not that I don't not cut people off. I came from a country, okay? And this is what I learned in the country. You put people in the position that they show you they can play. If I know and you done showed me you good at coming off the bench, I am not gonna put you in the starting lineup, baby. Now you may start on somebody else's team, but mine you have shown me that. So I'm gonna leave you in the position that you have shown me that you have the capacity to play.
That's right.
100. That's
exactly.
it.
Jim drop.
yeah, right?
That was better than yours, Lord.
Well, I wanted to throw out just a question. In business, and I think we all up here have businesses, it's a difference to me, I find, where you have associates and you have friends.
Yeah.
You just associating with people.
Absolutely.
But it's not so much a friendship.
Yeah.
It's not a friendship. So that's probably why I probably haven't had as many friends.
See, I'll be saying everybody my friend.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I don't really throw out the word friend so often because it's so much value that comes with having a friendship.
Yeah.
Friendship, because you're so vulnerable in that. But associates, I can associate with you. I can be happy for you. I can cry with you. I can have empathy with you. But friendship is so much deeper.
And even acquaintances.
Exactly.
So we're gonna get into this. Does anybody need to take a restroom break, stretch legs, anything like that? Okay.
I think we good. She was saying what?
So we're gonna go into the dating portion. Have men and women switched roles in dating? Do y'all think?
Andre
That's a good
Coffin.
offer.
Andre Coffin.
I wanna say this, and then I'm gonna pass the mic away. Now, I am getting married. This is not my fiance, but there is somebody that I did have a relationship with that I came to the realization that he really wanted to be courted. And I respected that, but I'm not that girl.
Yes. You can have it.
You passed mine.
Y'all think the roles have switched when it comes to dating, like men
You said,
courting
grab
like
it,
they
give
used to
it.
versus
Give me
waiting
the
to the woman to court. The first thing on my list, I do have a list. The first thing on my list, I need a man that knows how to plan a date. So courting. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I don't know if we ready for his answer.
I'm not ready for it.
You're not ready for this.
Go take it.
Okay, when it comes to dating, go with who you like.
Yes, there you go.
And it's like, and you're supposed to treat people the way you want to be treated. If you want, it sounds good.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. That sounds
If
all
there's a guy
good.
that you see and you want, talk to him. Because they may not know that you're interested. And you treat them the way you want to be treated.
So maybe I need to rephrase the question.
Yeah.
No rephrase.
Let's rephrase this question. The question,
We want to be courted.
we're not saying that we have, and this is for a man or a woman.
Right.
If the roles have been switched. But what we're saying is, let me see if I can say it right. I'm not talking about we stood over there and waited for you to come to us. I'm not saying that either.
I'm not saying you should.
Okay.
But I'm saying it would help.
But, and so I
But
come
you're
to
saying if
you.
rules reverse, if rules
question?
change, do men want to be courted?
Now, I didn't even say men. I said, have the rules been switched? Have the roles been switched? Can somebody help me with that one? Explain what I'm trying to say, because I don't want to say what I really want to say.
Say what you really want to say.
Well, I would, I feel like in today's society, it's not like roles have been switched. I think we kind of out of traditional ways. A lot of people out of traditional ways. Like a woman will approach a man nowadays. That's not traditionally how it was done. Not saying it's right or wrong. We've been taught that a lady make herself president, but she's not about to approach that man. Court him? I don't know. Women like to be courted, of course, initially, but we're going to reciprocate that. Yeah, we're going to reciprocate it. Yes.
What did you say about reciprocate?
Reciprocate in the fact that we acknowledge you, and that we're going to take that extra step, but it's traditionally done by the male first.
Okay.
Okay, Andre Hinchen.
The results what you get from that is the results you get. If you're gonna sit back and there may be a guy that you like and you're interested, but you waiting on him to make a move and you don't make a move, you might sound
So
like
how
a
do you
good
feel
guy.
about a woman making the move?
The same way we know.
I'm just asking, I said, how do you feel about us making the move?
Love it.
So you want women to make the move?
It would be nice.
Right? Somebody, come on up here, baby. Yeah, come over here. Come on.
Because it doesn't matter, because
Why wouldn't
some
you
people
make
are
the
shy.
move?
Some guys, a guy may be shy.
Some guys
You know what I'm
are
saying?
shy.
Some
Yeah,
guys are shy.
but
It doesn't matter.
Let's hear.
okay.
No, they're not shy. I'm sorry. My name is Stormy Monday, and I'm from Alabama. And I don't know if you can understand by this accent, but I'm single. Well, not really, but I am.
Situationship.
I'm just difficult. But listen, being single, I go out and I meet people, and men do not approach me. Do you see me? Do you see me? I'm approachable. I'm
Sure.
fun. I am.
Oh, wow.
Your demeanor.
Do they know that?
Mindset matters.
You scooting in, man. Come on out.
But they don't know who you are.
If I'm coming to you and I'm, hey, what you drinking? You look good. I'll talk. They won't talk to me. They look, and that's it. I speak to everyone when I go anywhere. I'm approachable, I promise you.
Well, I think what it is though, because I get a chance. We have a podcast studio. We get a lot of people come to the studio, so I get to meet younger men. They're seeing these young men not seeing what is chivalry. Their mind is like thinking kind of like what you're saying, but at the same time, for instance, I tell my wife all the time, you got somebody on the podcast, a woman, you two guys, y'all ain't walk the lady out the door. I gotta walk the lady out. But, oh, my fault. It's nighttime. What are you guys doing?
Like literally have to tell them, hey, walk her out.
What are we
Hey,
doing?
open the door. Like,
So I think we need to show
What that is.
we need to show that generation of what's. Go ahead.
Okay. So are you in between?
But I'm sure she's not dating that generation.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Yeah, you know, but the roles have changed, and women, especially black women, we're more educated, we're making more money, and so I think that intimidates guys, and so a lot of guys are like, I want you to approach me because I'm not sure if you will talk to me.
How can they be intimidated? I don't know what you mean.
I'm telling you, yes it is. Because it's when you, let me tell you something, when someone walks in with an energy, you can tell if they have, you can tell if they have something going on.
Money wise?
Yes.
Money wise, you can tell. How?
He's only speaking for himself. I hear what you're saying.
Oh,
You're
okay.
saying guys don't think like that, but you're thinking about a guy of your caliber.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
So, because me,
Exactly.
and I know I'm fun, I know I look fun, and I've had people say, hey, so-and-so want to tell me, well, that's a no for me, that's a red flag, so I just got to tell you that you want to. Or they think I got it all together, they don't even know.
Correct.
They tell me I got it all, so they don't want to
It's because I'm gonna tell you something.
I mean,
It's
it's not
really something
money, though. It's
because
not
of
just
looks
money.
versus money.
I
We
don't
can be
even-
intimidated by a
money.
woman's looks
I don't
more
even-
so than
I don't even think it's necessarily. I don't even think it's necessarily the money. I don't think it's necessarily the money. I think what happens is when a woman is successful and she has her shit together and she's a boss and she wants you but she doesn't need you, they move with a different energy.
Thank you.
And I think a lot of brothers that, and I think a lot of guys, when a woman walks in, if they're not sure of themselves, to walk up and talk to them, that's why that woman.
When the man asks the question, what you bring it to the table, the woman always come and say, "Oh, I am the table." Hold on, how are you the table when? For me to get where I was at today, I had to meet my wife to elevate to the next level. That's everybody's saying that. Oh, I'm a boss. Two bosses never gonna bump. They never gonna get together because the man, he an alpha male, alpha female. They bumping heads because they both thinking like, like, oh,
I'm right. No, I'm right.
But I feel like that's a lot of social media because my friends who are black couples and who have been with each other, who started from the ground up, it is not what you bring to the table.
No,
They don't ask that.
That's true. But
They build a lot of
But I hear the conversations though a lot. I hear it a lot.
Yeah.
Grab the mic. Grab the mic.
that people who are really married,
Because we really mad.
Right, us too. But when you're dating or you're somewhere, you don't typically hear someone. Now, they playing on a podcast. They trying to get some views and some clicks, some bull. But in real life, you do not hear a lot of people saying, "What you bringing to my table?" No. How many women do we know, girl? Women. How many do we know has been putting up with a broke, sorry man, because they believe that they are going to grow and they can build him. There's a lot. So it's not about it's not about
broke, sorry woman who they thought they
But
was
see,
going to build
now,
with.
correct.
Correct.
and that's my point. That is my point. We've all dealt with men and women that are not at the caliber that we want them, but we are steady pouring into them and trying to build them.
But we're the
because
only race
that's
that
real
have
life.
that. Black women are
That's
the only
real
race
life.
that have that problem. We're the only race of people that say, I'm strong, I'm black, I'm independent, I
Sir,
don't
we
need
had
this,
to,
I'm
sir.
a boss.
Sir, we had to.
Hey,
We had to.
Okay.
Hold on.
Are you serious?
We're the only race, not only what came from it's a system that created that.
Yeah.
So when you look at the beating of the drum with Willie Lynch, when he said we're gonna destroy the male image, we're gonna put the woman out in the front, we're gonna make her strong and independent. They said that in 1619. That's what they said. They said we're gonna put. So she's gonna take her young female. She's gonna raise her young female to be strong and independent. They don't understand the vacancy law when in 1865 when they started locking up men because they
Yeah, it was always intentional.
Right, it was intentional. So
All this
when you go
is.
around, you tell a man, I'm strong and I'm independent. That's not your natural design.
It's
of a woman,
not.
right? You're not. So and another. I'm saying another. It goes vice versa. So as black men, we have to understand why our black women are how they are too, right? And so it's a system. And we're not going to get anywhere when we're telling black men, you are broke, I make this, I'm the boss, I do this right here. And then black men turn around and telling women, oh, you bitches. So it's a system that's designed that has us going around in this circle, right? Until we understand, like, hey, we're equal, right? We have our strengths and our weaknesses, but we need each other, right? Like we can't we're not going to continue on to exist if we don't come together. Like so, that's their design to keep us at this divine with this financial thing, right? Because it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, we need one another, right? And so I say all the time, our black women are so strong, so powerful. They're so much. Men are more single. Right, so men work more. It's like women can do so many different things at one time. Men can't, right? But men can't. But we have to understand those are the strengths that we have, right? But you need us just as well as we need you. Until we get to that point, we're going to change the life we serve.
Yeah.
Well, you know, me and my big country mom just got this to say. My opinion, you know, because I'm 5 times successful over here, so I got some things I to learn, is that for each one of you female who are with your husbands and Sheba who is about to be, I can tell you this, the reason that they are is because that man did one thing. He made her feel safe.
Amen.
If we all that I'm a strong woman, you know why? Because she don't feel safe for you.
Cardi B got a song right now.
That's
true.
So that's it. I'm gonna sit over here.
That was a good one, country boy.
That was he dropping jail.
That's why I got a question for you though.
Ask a question, please ask.
I got a question for you.
I'm not on the panel.
But to unpack, so you might have heard a trigger word, but like you said, black women have, unfortunately, because our black men were taken away in so many stages in our history, we have had to put on this coat of armor to take care of the family. Not by choice, but by design, as you stated. So it's not to say that either gender is better than the other, but it is to say that we have made a bunch of sacrifices so that we could take care of the family while trying to uplift our husbands, our boyfriends, our men that are in our lives. So it's not just we think we boss women, we walking in here, we this and that. No, we've had to do that. We have to do that in the workplace. We have to do that at home. We have to do that when we're just walking down the street. We have so many coats of armor that we have to put on. And so when people say, oh, well, these women, they think they bosses and they think they run this and they, no, it's really rude.
But let me tell you the percent. So let me say what
got a lot to deal with.
Hold on, that's true.
Correct. But as a species, we do. As a species.
Let me say the percent. I'm gonna say one thing about the peer research about black men. I'm gonna give y'all
But as a
statistics
race,
that's gonna
yes,
blow
we
y'all
both
away.
do. Here, Andre.
You got it, Mike.
Black men are the 64% more active in their child's life than any other race. Black men, right? We are 56% take care of our kids, right? You will never hear that. You'll never hear so you always hear like the black women, but they're never, because the thing is to build with black women, because you know why? because you pose no threat to them. Right? Black men pose a threat.
Yeah.
So this is why they want you out there like that. Because you don't pose no threat to the white man. But we're 6'4". Number one to help kids out of wedlock. Right? But at the end of the day, they like you would never know.
Or raise more black men, which is what they fear. So they don't want us raising them.
They don't want it. That's design when they do that. So when black men be like, we know it's us. We're in this together, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause they attacked us. This is why they should black men. So you could be inside. This shit going on.
We have one more, and then we're gonna move on. Back to your original question. So the original question was how the roles switched, right? And so I think it ultimately boils down to survival. Like, we're all in survival mode. So whether life experiences has forced us to be in survival mode, it's a reason why we behave the way we behave, why we interact the way we do, why we think we're approachable, but we're not. Like, those are the things that come with life experiences. So I think, again, I'm gonna go back to my brain, when we allow each other grace, because we have to know that men have been through stuff, women have been through stuff, and so there's a reason why everybody thinks the way they do. Everybody has their perspective on this and that, but at the end of the day, we all want one thing, right? We wanna be loved, we wanna be in a relationship, we wanna be in a marriage, we wanna feel safe, and so until we learn how to let our guard down and let the person know, like, hey, this is what I want, then we're gonna see more and more single people. And so I think you just have to be open to, number one, learning about the person. Number two, looking at yourself and saying, okay, what is it that I need to work on? Okay, I think I'm approachable, but nobody's approaching me. So what am I doing that I can change? Can I ask somebody, like, do I look approachable? Like, those are the things that I think we have to become vulnerable in order to do. And then we also have to know that everybody has a different perspective, and that's okay. Like, hear them out, because it's all coming from a place of life experiences, something that they've been through that caused them to feel this way. And so I just want everybody to be open-minded. I don't think the roles have switched. I just think that we're all identifying our roles, right? Even in our marriage, like, we're learning, we're still learning. Every year we learn something about each other. We have marriage meetings where we reflect, like, how did the week go? What do we need to work on? We have arguments, but those things are important so that we learn and we grow and we continue to stay together as needed.
So guys, time out for a minute. We're gonna take a quick break. We don't have much more break.
We just hear what Andre was gonna
say.
Find that out, Andre. Find that out.
Put us on notice.
And say your age first, because you kind of got an in between perspective.
I forgot most of it now.
Okay.
One thing I'll say is, as a speaker, I've learned to respect the mic.
Gotcha.
So if there are 1, 2, 3 people speaking, I'm not going to say a word.
I got it.
I have to respect the mic because I want people to respect the mic if I have it.
I understand that.
So that's why I didn't say anything.
Love it.
I don't remember most of what I was going to say, but I will say this. The question was, have the roles been reversed? It depends on who you're talking to. If you're talking to everybody on this panel, no. If you're talking to the general public, the average individual, in a lot of ways, yes, the roles have been reversed. And there are a lot of reasons as to why the roles have been reversed. Antonio spoke to some of the reasons systematically. He's 100% accurate. There's also, what we haven't talked about, what nobody else has said, it's also because of social media and the male ego. The male ego systematically and over time has been shattered. It's broken. That's why you have so many men lashing out emotionally, because they were not taught how to handle their emotions. They were not taught to go to therapy, how to handle their past traumas, and because of that, they don't know how to handle rejection. So if I don't know how to handle rejection, if I have a fragile ego, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm going to possibly be rejected by a woman. So for that reason, there are a lot of men that are not open to approaching a woman because they don't want to deal with the possible rejection.
But what they gonna do?
It's a lot easier to swipe right. It's a lot easier to swipe right. And now we have a
White
social media.
or right?
Now we have
Right.
right.
Okay, I'm like, right, damn! I'm like, God! I'm like, oh my God!
Social media has allowed us to be whoever we portray ourselves online and hide behind the screen. So now, if you say something I don't like, I can block you.
Yeah.
I can unfriend you.
Yeah.
So now, when you get into it, see, I'm a mindset coach. When you do something repetitive, that repetitive action gets easier and easier to do. So now, if I can block you online, but I can't block you easily in real life, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm going to have to. So I'm going to refrain from those possible circumstances. And that's just a part of what I had to say.
Okay. I like that.
That's what wait for.
Yes. Break.
Break, break.
Break, break. Break, break. Drink break.
So during this commercial, we got this commercial break. We just want to thank Calendars for letting us